softwares that are available for free for non-profit organizations. This is a very important thing that is required in COVID-19 times. The reason why I found it so important is majority of the non-profit organizations that are working right now, their majority priority is providing food, shelter, and uh, safe and secure surroundings for the community that they're working for. But at the same time, they have to sustain themselves. So for sustainability, I found that it's actually TechSoup is a organization I myself work for. So I found that if these NPOs are given a list of softwares that they can utilize for the daily work they are doing, they can spend more of their time into doing their community service, which is right now a priority. So that's why this thing came for me, to make the softwares that are available for free. So when we are prioritizing the NPO's work, we, other than the community service, which is now taking 90% of the time, the other points that are thought of is communication and collaboration, remote access, file and data management, security, plan to meet, and extra option of the antivirus. So when we are talking about communication and collaboration, we all are, a best example is we are using Zoom for holding our meetings, for talking to us, and also for remote access. If we do not have a choice of even using a Zoom, or even if the app is not available for a mobile, we can use the WhatsApp video calling to talk to our field workers. So we need to have a list of the softwares that are available for remote access. Third point, at any point of time, any NPO has a problem with is their filing and data management. A list of their workers, a list of their resources available, and also making a list manually or remotely of the donors, the people available, the weekly basis of the people they're helping, etc., etc. Fourth part is security, because as we know, when we are an NPO, we are already open for all. We cannot keep our organization saying that we cannot share our resources, we cannot tell you where our status are. Every time we are making a presentation, it is essential for us that we give our statistics out. And every time we are giving our statistics out, there is always a risk of security lagging. So security is one more very vital point for softwares available to NPOs. And this plan to meet. Plan to meet is something I find that I personally use it a lot, because at the beginning of a month, all the NPO's activities need to be scheduled as to what is happening, where, whom you are meeting, where you are asking for donations and everything. So when we have this plan to meet software, it gets easier for us to interact and schedule a whole month, and it can be available to the field workers as well as to the members, as well as to the directors, as well as to the top level. You can make it everywhere accessible. And the last option is, that is actually I have found the antivirus is normally not free, but always we should have an option of an antivirus if we can. Even if we can have a trial antivirus uploaded in our system for a 15 or 14 days or 1 month, and then we go to another option. If you feel that you cannot afford to have an antivirus, I feel it is an option that any NPO who is using free software should utilize. So let us go to the next one. First of all is Microsoft and Windows. Microsoft Cloud Solutions, this is the one we use. These are all absolutely free. Again and again, let me read it to you. These are all free. So it's there for you to access. So Office 365 non-profit, or Microsoft 365 non-profit and Azure Credit, it's a package that is available for free for NPOs. Of course, they will check out if you are a registered NPO or not, and only then they will give you the options of a free software. But this particular package gives you the choice of communication, collaboration, file storage, and Microsoft Digital Skill Center. Microsoft Digital Skill Center is, if you have any problem utilizing any of the resources in this particular package, they have free online skill sets and free online classes, free online videos in YouTube and other medias, where you can go through them and find out why this particular program program or this particular software you are not able to use to your optimized level. So this Microsoft Digital Skills Center is something that is very essential for NPOs to rebuild, because in COVID times we do not have the option of asking a executive of Microsoft to come and talk to you and give you a demonstration. You have to do it absolutely online. So this Microsoft Digital Skills Center is very important for NPOs to rebuild whatever functions they're doing. They can set up a member, a field worker of their own, and they can at their leisure go and adapt themselves. These are the 4 things that the Microsoft Cloud Solutions provide us. G Suite for non-profit. I have tried to keep it as small as possible, because one single article, one single name that I'm giving today, for explaining demonstrating the process, it can take you hours. But because we have access to the YouTube on the net, I have just made it into point wise. There are G Suites for non-profit. You Google for it, it's there for free. They give us the Google AdWords grant that all of us who are using or writing or creating marketing products for our NPOs, all of us must be aware that we need AdWords, particular AdWords that will keep our NPO into the top. It will catch when people are searching for our particular type or range of NPOs. So Google AdWords grant is provided by them. They help in online marketing, like online marketing in a simple way, like someone is tapping for a safe house for abused women. Google marketing will help you so that whenever they're searching for this, your particular organization comes up. That's something that Google G Suite helps with. Google search, of course, we know that we are looking for it. And e-commerce. E-commerce is very vital because our sustainability models in times of COVID has taken a severe setback. Even when we are talking about reskilling, like we have this sanitizer making organizations, mask making organizations, or we ourselves as NPOs are trying to reskill our women so that they can start working. Getting us started in making our shops and building the product is there for G Suite for non-profit. You do not need to go into any other different e-commerce site and make it. G Suite for non-profits guides you every step of the way to make sure that you are settled in your NPO is settled for a shop without paying any charges. Because if you go for Shopify, Etsy, etc., where the prices are from $25 to $100 based on per month, I'm talking about, based on the amount of usage and the products you are sold. And there are other shops also that take a percentage of your earnings, so which is not feasible for us non-profits. So always remember this e-commerce portion. When you're choosing your software for your NPO, you define, I have put it online in different points so that it's easier for you to just go through the pages again and understand what your organization needs, so that you can select, this is the type of software I want to download. So e-commerce is a point for those who are trying to sustain their NPOs going forward. Third is Amazon Web Services. Now this Amazon Web Services, Amazon is not only about shop, simple, but Amazon Web Services has an incredible base. They have an incredible database that provides management, security, file storage, communication and collaboration, and of course remote access, which I was talking about, particularly for your workers who are in remote zones. Communication collaboration can be as simple as you and me having an online meeting, and it can also be as elaborate as you sitting and deciding which field worker is going to access which locality, where they are going to be. Everything is coming under that. And of course your file storage into the main server is provided free of cost in Amazon Web Services. Next is, this is something new, means it is a good thing, but you need to learn a bit about it. It's called as a Bitdefender. Primarily, it's an antivirus. It provides antivirus services, but it also does your data management. Because it's antivirus, it provides you with the security of the software, and it allows you with remote access for you to connect with your field workers or the people you are interacting with, which is not possible for you to do in the COVID times. Plan to meet. This is something I have found that works for NPOs that do their planning at the beginning of the month for the whole month, or sometimes for bigger NPOs, I have even seen they make a 3-month, quarter, or a 6 months uh, view of where and what and who they are going to talk about. As big organizations, I'm that about talking. So plan to meet, the softwares that we have is very commonly that we use is when to meet, Doodle, and Meeting Planner. These are there. One more thing I find very much useful is if you are very comfortable in Zoom. Of course, I will explain in Zoom later on, but I'm just saying Zoom has an option called as a whiteboard where you can just scratch and do like you do it in a white board. You sketch and make your points. Zoom also have an option called as a whiteboard which you can use for plan to meet. Other than that, for collaborating virtually, we have Google Docs which you can share as and when and as and with whom you like. We have Padlet and we have Trello. These are all the names of the softwares that are freely available. And this has, I'm talking about South Africa. I don't know about other countries, whether they have this fee or not. South Africa asked for an admin fee of 504 ZAR for this Adobe bundle. They consist of Photoshop elements for editing, retouching digital images, especially when you're making an impact, particularly when you are going for a campaign. All of us know how we need images, we need digital videos. Adobe bundles helps us with both of them. The premium version is for editing or publishing digital video, but the only thing is with the fee of 504 ZAR, the licensing is currently available only till November 2024. Be careful of this when you are doing. And Zoom, the find that we find, this is the most, I could actually say the best medium I have still now found. The Zoom meeting that we use is free for a certain amount of time. Other than that, if you feel that your Zoom meetings need to be stored for later on, we have also got the cloud storage. For that, you need to make a payment of a certain amount based on the, actually, I feel based on the continent you are in. Some places it's cheap, some places it's a bit more costly. Zoom meetings for planned bundles that are generally for business, and planned till license bundle for additional services like I said, cloud hosting, saving your recording in the cloud, etc., etc. Option of saving your meeting recordings, add transcripts to the cloud. This is absolutely come to me today morning. This was not there in the first PowerPoint presentation when I had made. This discount has become eligible to South African NPOs. For the Sage, for those who need accounting package, who still don't have an accounting package, Sage Business Cloud Accounting, there is currently 100% discount if your NPO is consisting of less than or equal to 20 employees. Also for the Sage Business Cloud Payroll, it was coming at a bigger price. If you are having lesser than 25 employees, there is 100% discount. Now the Sage Business Cloud Payroll is important. The reason why I'm saying is it's an all-round payroll software that is simple, reliable, and flexible. It is intended for non-profits or organizations with fewer than 25 employees. The third one is if you are thinking of doing business, means sustainability as you are going forward, you are reskilling, you are setting up organizations for your target community, for them to become self-reliant and so on. In that case, there is a 20% discount for Sage Business Cloud X3. That is an enterprise resource planning platform for managing everything from your organization's finances to your supply chain. Supply chain is in simple terms, the people who are supplying you with the raw materials that you're using for your target community. It is intended for non-profit organizations with 100 or more employees and with wholesale and distribution or manufacturing requirements. So those of you who are thinking of having access to an accounting package, if you yourself have not created one, this last Sage accounting package which you're seeing through, you can see the availability in your country. Of course, as much as I can understand, there will be a huge discount that is applied to all the respective countries. So you can use this also, this software also, which is actually almost freely available now for a limited amount of time. So after this, the only thing that I want to say is I have tried to make it in an easy way, but in reality is, if as a first time user of a particular software you are finding it tough, there are lots of resources available on the net, on YouTube, giving you a it's almost like someone is holding your hand and guiding you through the steps. If you feel the Microsoft and Google or Amazon literacy center, the way they are giving is more technical, you are finding it tough with that, you can also go through this YouTube. Just Google the name and you just ask, I need a tutorial for that. Believe me, there are innumerable good tutorials available to guide, to hold your hand actually and guide you through the whole process. I hope in these times when all of us are trying to help each other and our NPOs still need to sustain going forward 3 months, 6 months, or minimum to a 1 year, which is where we are finding ourselves before we can think of again starting and looking for new donors and stuff. You can use the free software that is available to you and grow and plan better and organize your NPO better. That's all I'd say. I would like to ask for some questions. Let me come out of the screen and I would like to ask questions from you.